Let's bring in Forbes senior reporter Derek Saul, who covers the U.S. economy. Derek, great to see you. Thank you so much for your time. So as I mentioned at the top, the last tour of Fort Knox was in 2017. It was during the first Trump administration. So what do you think is at the heart of this desire by the president, by Elon Musk, to specifically audit the gold at Fort Knox?
I think it goes into Musk and Trump's overarching theme over the last few weeks that questioning anything and everything. I mean, this is something that's told by the government behind closed doors, that it's fact that all this gold is there. There's no factual evidence to suggest that the gold is gone, but Musk actually referred to Schrodinger's cat, referred to it as Schrodinger's gold. There also isn't necessarily public evidence that all the gold is there. These audits are behind closed doors. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who is a Trump nomination, he said today all the gold is there. We do internal audits every year. I have evidence. September 30th, 2024, all the gold was there. But again, it's that kind of level of questioning of what we're told is fact that I think that gold really comes in, and questioning if that gold is in fact there, when again, there is no evidence that the gold is not there.
Right. So no evidence that it's not there. So Derek, talk about how much gold the U.S. has and what it's valued at really matters.
Yeah, so it's interesting as a tangential point with gold is that gold as an asset class has really been taking off in recent years. And so the government technically values this gold at $6 billion based on the by law book value that was set in, I believe, 1973. And now gold trades at exponentially higher. It's over $2,900 per troy ounce, and the book value is at about $42. So I think that it also comes interestingly at times where, if we're looking very closely at government balance sheets, everything like that, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, do we really have this pretty big chunk of assets in hand? And again, there's no evidence that it isn't there, but this is really valuable gold. But again, it's very interesting too, and it really is a mystery. Like, it's not. I think it's funny because I think there's plenty of conspiracies where you're like, oh, like, I don't know where this is from, but it's intentionally because it's so impenetrable. There really are there's a lot of secrecy related to this. And I think that there is kind of, again, intrigue in that reevaluation of how the Treasury Department operates, where it's like, oh, here's this $430 billion worth of gold that we don't see.
Right. Yeah, and secrecy certainly can breed lots of conspiracies. It was so cool to see that footage, I think, from 1974, and looking at, just those stacks of gold bars there. Derek, what could a revaluation of the gold potentially do for our country?
Yeah, so I will say that I think that Bessent this morning told Bloomberg that that's not something that they're looking at. But again, playing into that idea of balance sheets, I mean, if the government were to reevaluate the gold, and at current prices close to $3,000, then again, that's essentially several $100 billion of found money. I don't know what the legal process would again look like, but I think it also speaks into like the reason that the government has the gold is more so ties into disaster type scenario. I mean, if we ended up all of a sudden going back to the gold standard, which we're not going to be doing, but I think it doesn't. This isn't exactly playing into a recent idea as well, was the U.S. sovereign wealth fund. Like, this is not really that. Like, the government doesn't hold this as a straight up investment. Like, this is just they have this gold, they want to sit on this, and again, kind of in that economic scenario. But I mean, it is, if you're looking at the swelling debt, I mean, it is weird that we have hundreds of billions of dollars worth of gold that we don't count.
Sitting there, exactly. All right,
Yeah.
so last question for you, Derek. What do you think happens with this? Do you think Elon Musk will be able to, get his hands essentially on the keys to Fort Knox?
I mean, Trump seemed to support it, and then Bessent today, 12 hours after Trump, seemed to say that there's no need to look at it. If I had to make a guess, I would say yes.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.